Alright, I guess applicable to the name of this game, when it was actually, recently out and stuff and more popular, I lied and said I wasn't going to do a stream of it. Well, it wasn't a lie at the time, I just changed my mind. But it's funnier to call it a lie considering the name. Let's just hit new game. I'll have more things to discuss, but we'll let it play out. In honor of the great writer Carlo Collodi? Collodi?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hope, anyways.
Geppetto's puppet. We need your help.
She's gonna talk a little bit more, but let's move a little bit. Oh, these are things that came out with patches. Because the base game didn't actually have a lot of these things. Even though it had a hat slot, almost all the hats you find in the game are masks. And it's a shame, because they made Pinocchio weirdly sexy. And then they make it so almost all the cosmetics that do head stuff covers it up. It's kind of a weird, you know. So in patches, they added a few things just to have some fun. So like we see there's an alchemist hat, illusory emerald glasses, the treasure hunter's mask, and the treasure hunter's hunting apparel. Can't believe patches in this game too, so nice of FromSoft. No hot boy showing off. They also put in Christmas stuff. Winter Festival peaked hat, earnest reindeer's antlers, midwinter night's red nose. There's more stuff. Let's go back to the lady talking to us. But otherwise, the controls are very similar.
Ah, there you are. I've been looking all over for you.
You can't run during this part. Which is annoying, but video games. I don't think I've actually listened to the sound of this before. It's kind of nice with being both mechanical but sounding a little bit like what it is. I wonder what could be this thing that we're about to pick up for Pinocchio.
I see they got Jiminy too. But we have to hurry. My name is Sophia. Please come to Hotel Krot, and I'll explain what's happening. Jiminy, please escort him to the hotel.
Good old Timmy Calamite. And then here's the belt things, Menad's lamp. Items with extra things. Don't be afraid even if you get lost in the fog. The cricket guide will help you. So, I guess before we get too far, let's start on kind of one of the fun things. That is Gemini. Spelled like Gemini, but pronounced in a way that's like Jiminy. Because this is Pinocchio based. Which is really weird. But there's a lot of cute little things they do with it. And because I never really brushed up on Pinocchio, I'm not sure all the little details with it. But we've not gotten to the game yet.
Let's get you out of there. Find something that might help.
Now, unlike, say, Bloodborne, probably this game's most direct inspiration, they don't send this out with just punches.
But the streets are not safe. Arm yourself with one of the weapons over there. It'll be helpful on your way to the hotel.
On the plus side, no strings to hold you down. Ah. I think all these things start at the same level, I think. I don't even know if these are is it all equivalent? 978997 16 24. It's 49 27 3 49 49. Okay. There is not an anchor. There are some funny weapons in this game. There is no anchor. There's also no monstro. Asterisk. We'll get there much later. So these affect what weapon you start with, which doesn't really matter for very long. And they affect your starting stats to a degree. You can eventually reset them. I don't know if you can go for the full default. Of these, probably the best one to start off with is just this one. But it doesn't actually make a huge... Actually, you know what? I don't even know if that's the case or not. It probably is the rapier, actually. So this game, I guess I'll go over the stats real quick. I have a lot to go over, but it's easy to do some of this now. Vitality is health. Vigor is stamina for swinging and stuff. Capacity is your weight, and it also affects... There was a bird at the bottom left. It's your puppet arm stuff. Your prosthetic stuff, in a way. Because, well, this game's most obvious, both aesthetic and gameplay precursor, is probably Bloodborne, which is intentional in the Korean this game is from. Lies of P, in fact, even is a pun that includes Lies of Blood, so, you know, just make it extra obvious, I guess. But it has some Sekiro things to it, too. Then your other three are your 3 attack stats. It's time for TV Puppet Pals. Hey, Captain. Also, I don't think I said it. Hey, Katie. Hey, Bubs. Motivity is strength. Technique is dexterity or skill. And advance is elemental stuff. Advance is weird. I think probably I would want to go... Oh, the Puppet Saber's so lame. I don't think I've ever actually started with the rapier. Gives you more stamina, which is nice. If I had to look at the starting stats here, I think the strength build actually probably starts with the best stats. This one's the most spread out, but the fact that the strength build is the one that gyps you on vigor is kind of goofy. And if we actually look at these weapons, they don't actually let you see the weapon fully here, which is kind of rude. But if you look at that, that's a saber on the left. That's the balanced option. This is a rapier in the middle, and this is kind of a great sword. You also may notice that I say that, but it's kind of 2 things you're picking there. That comes up later. It's not relevant for the first, I don't know, hour of gameplay. Hour and a half. I guess we can do Bath of the Bastard.
Destination Hotel Croat. Recommend escaping from this location.
So there's more things here. You may notice that we have 3 bars up top. We have stamina. We have health. And then we have something at the bottom that has 3 slots. And then we have a yellow bar at the bottom end too. Open the door here. I think Sophia has one more thing to say to us. Maybe not. No. Here we go. We're to the game. Alright. Before I really get into these things too much. Also, here's a lock on. Always helpful. So This is how my pokes are? Okay. These are the R ones. Uh, most of the strings on weapons in this game, pretty short. Is the game audio too loud? I mean, I guess that's kind of loud to me, but I feel like the... Oh, well. And the R2 just lets you back up. And if you hold it, you get a charge. Okay. Otherwise, it has very similar... So far, it's not too loud? Okay. That's kind of a fun way to start things off. You have a mechanical thing. It kind of gives us a little bit like hearing something over loudspeakers. You kind of get a decent general sense of this. If we look at this, it's like a little blue flower. These are item pickups. Sawtooth wheel. Let's get some reading and stuff out of the way. And also, let's move some things around. Okay. Whole cell. Grinder, Monad's lamp. I don't like Monad's lamp being here. I don't like last resort being here. Let us put lamp on upper. Upper. Or bottom. No, let's put it on the bottom. Okay. So there's not too many things to pick up. But one of the things this game does have that's a little bit different from its inspiration is it has a little bit more in terms of character. It has a lot more in terms of plot. And lore-wise, it's a little bit lighter, but there's still a good bit here. Pulse Cell restores HP. Use a Pulse Cell to recover HP. There is a maximum number of times Pulse Cells can be used. When you reach the maximum, the cell will be discharged. If you attack enemies while the cell is discharged, the Pulse Cell will be gradually charged. Pulse cells are ergo cells that power the P organ. They work with stargazers, and they can also convert the energy from an attack's impact to recharge. So this is your Estus in the game, and you do get more uses of it as you go. But it has an interesting extra thing at play here, as it says, where when you run out, you can actually earn at least a couple more, depending on how well you do, if you hit the enemies enough. There's a couple other things later on that will become relevant, but that's one of the mechanics they kind of... This is Bloodborne inspired to a degree. But there's no rally mechanic, i.e. in Bloodborne, if you got hit by something and you took damage, you could get back some of that health by attacking right away. That, in that way, is not in this game. This is the closest you really get to it, which is when you run out of heals, you can get a couple more if you manage to not take too much more damage and hit enemies. Grinder repairs weapon durability. Weapon durability decreases each time you attack enemies with a weapon. Use a grinder to repair your weapons. When durability falls to 0, attack decreases and the weapon cannot be repaired with a grinder. Thus, it is advised to keep an eye on the durability gauge. To those in battle, the grinder is their lifeline. The sharpness of the blade can mean life or death. It says sharpness here. Blunt weapons also need to worry about it, obviously. This is not weird. Plenty of games do this. Instead of just being general durability, it says sharpness here, but I've never really played a Monster Hunter, but I believe it's the same thing there. You sharpen things. Monad's lamp increases brightness upon use. A small lamp with a cricket guide puppet inside. It illuminates the darkness with a faint light. Do not be afraid even if you get lost in the fog. The cricket guide will be with you. Last resort. Immediate character death upon use. A special device that releases all of the P-Organ's energy at once dies upon use. The old man feared the possibility of his son failing to awaken properly and going into a frenzy. This initialization device was made as a necessary evil for delicate readjustments. This is your dark sign, etc. If you get stuck or soft locked or anything like that, it's a way to reset. It's pretty standard in these games. It's nice to have. I'm never going to use it, which is why I took it off. It also sounds like our dad was worried about things not going well. We'll get into that. Then we picked up this throwing object. I will not use them because I have an awful gamer brain for consumables. But, this game gives you a ton of throwable consumables, and you may notice this throwing object has scaling. Damn gamer brain, yeah. Specifically, it scales with strength and skill. It can also scale with elements. A cogwheel that is a common sight in Krot. It can be thrown to draw an enemy's attention. Even worthless items can become useful if you collect them. Everything became useful in battle in the paralyzed city. Alright, so I put the lance lamp there. We have the grinder, so you can repair durability on the fly. It'll take a little bit. We have the costume. White shirt. Everyday attire that can be worn casually is imbued with someone's kind consideration. It is a casual attire, but made from a sturdy material. The old man was thorough when it came to his son's clothes, in anticipation of the rarest of disasters. And we also picked up, and everything else we picked up was patched into the game after the fact. Which doesn't mean it's bad or anything, it just means in the very base game you wouldn't have it. And Lies of P, the developers, NeoWiz, have done a wonderful job with the various balance patches since it's come out. A lot of great little quality of life upgrades as it's gone. Hunting apparel worn by the greatest treasure hunter of Krot. The golden wings attached to these clothes serve as proof of their identity. The hound was the subject of everyone's admiration, so much so that some even aspired to steal his name. That might be indirectly spoiling something, but it's fine. Then we have glasses, or Midwinter Night's red nose. A nose to celebrate Krot's winter festival. The reindeer's red nose showed the way through the foggy night. Vanini loved the guiding reindeer so much that he hung a marvelous red nose on the tram on the day of the winter festival. The reindeer tram soaring across the sky soon became a symbol of Krot's winter festival. Man, they could actually do a full-blown holiday DLC with this. Like, not just this, but like they could actually do like a level and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm getting ahead of myself. Or illusory emerald glasses. Glasses crafted with gems. It is popular among collectors because of its unique color. Jewel glasses that was among a certain alchemist's collection. You may see illusions if you look beyond the emeralds. Sorry, you ever like... This is not my first time playing this game. This is not my first time looking at these. But I now get why they put these in the game. We will only find out why they put these in the game in the very final cutscene. Then we have hair. Well, it's hair because it's head slot, but these are masks. Alchemist hat. A hat often worn by alchemists. A necessity if you are a trend-setting celebrity in Krot. Lofty humans use dignity and grace to elevate themselves. True elegance does not need a sword to conquer an opponent. Treasure Hunter's Mask. A mask worn by the greatest treasure hunter in Krot. This is the mask worn by the Hound in pursuit of secrets and conspiracies. Everyone assumed that the greatest treasure hunter of Krot would be incredibly wealthy. However, there was only one true treasure that he sought to protect. Winter Festival Peaked Hat. A red peaked hat worn to celebrate Krot's Winter Festival. It is said that the benevolent saint gives presents to good children. They say the saint knew when children lied, yet he still loved the world full of such lies. Man, I should have a soundboard with like air horns and just play them right now because lies have been mentioned. Just pretend that will happen anytime lies come up. Earnest Reindeer's Antlers. An antler headband accessory worn to celebrate Krot's Winter Festival. The earnest reindeer flew with the saint and his gifts across the silent night sky. It is said that children who received gifts from the saint draped their treasures over the reindeer's antlers. Following tradition, the people of Krot hang their fruits of appreciation on the winter festival tree. Alright, so we'll leave those things off. We'll just be sexy Pinocchio right now. Which I was not kidding. Like, look at this. Like, we'll get to why Geppetto did this, but, damn. Mm-hmm. 7.5 out of 10. This is fair. There's maybe some things that could be improved. The maximum number of pulse cells has increased. So you start off with 3. And as long as you don't get unlucky, you can usually at least get 1 extra one, if not more. Krot Grand Exhibition 18XX. Oh, that actually went way faster than I thought it would. Witness the greatest show on Earth. Experience the future of the world. And we have a statue of Lady Dimitrescu from Resident Evil Village. I believe that is to scale. Although it's like a puppet version of her, as evidenced by the mechanical bits there. So, man, I mean, I know she was popular, but damn. Okay. Alright, maybe I should play the game a little bit. I've never actually used the rapier, so... Looks like every 1 to 2 with that. So you can dodge, and it's a quick step, which is very Bloodborne of it. You can just block. There is no shields or anything. All weapons just block. So if you notice when I blocked, I took a portion of that damage. So every weapon has its own block value that it reduces the damage by. And the damage you take is kind of subject to rally mechanics, like in Bloodborne, where if you attack them after blocking, you can get back that health. The yellow bar is Legion. Right now we have our special puppet arm just punches. In fact, I didn't read that yet. I didn't read the weapon. I didn't read any of these things, did I? Okay, I'm not done reading, I guess. Left arm of steel. Left hand parts made of metal. It throws forward strong punches. Left hand parts made with exquisite detail. They do not have special powers. Geppetto's name is faintly engraved on them. This Legion arm cannot be modified. Well, I can't play Blood. Well, Bloodborne doesn't have blocking at all. You can only dodge in Bloodborne. Well, there's actually a couple things that do blocking, but they're very limited in scope. This game does have blocking. It also has something else going on, but we'll get there. Wintry Rapier's Blade. Blocking is for stage players and cowards. We have something called Storm Stab, and we have something called Guard Parry. I believe... I don't know if this is... I think, at least in the beginning of the speedrun, you use this, I believe, for this reason. So, damage reduction rate while guarding, it only blocks about like a third the damage, but you can also get it back, so... Fable Art's Storm Stab. Stab an enemy in front of you multiple times. Fable Art's Guard Parry. Time the enemy's attack correctly to deflect it and trigger a powerful attack. I think this timing thing right here, for like a perfect deflect block, whatever you want to call it, a counter, a parry. I think this is why this is probably like the actual best weapon to start with if you know the timing for it. I've never used it, so I don't, but... Wintry Rapier's Blade. A rapier blade that specializes in sharp thrusts. The long, light blade is well suited for hit and runs. People with cold hearts began wandering Krot long ago. Everyone welcomed the changes that brought wealth, but they were bound to pay the price. A handle made to reflect the client's tastes. This handle, meant for weapon use for duels, is elaborately engraved. The petrification disease, we're going to be hearing a lot about the petrification disease, swallowed everyone inside a winter crystal. One has no choice but to take up the sword in order not to freeze. Dim Ergo Fragment. Obtain Ergo plus 100. A fragment of Ergo. I'll probably call it Ergo, but it is properly Ergo. And yes, you're like, Ergo, like the Latin, like cogito or cogito or how it is, ergo sum and all that? Yes, exactly that Ergo. A fragment of Ergo, a mysterious power stone that can be found in Krot. Geppetto's puppet can absorb Ergo and turn it into power. Ergo is both a power source and a currency in Krot. Even small pieces can be put to good use in the city. Now, again, you notice that our weapon has a handle and a blade, which are separate. It is relevant, but won't be relevant for a while. Yes, I was totally saying that. Okay, let's leave.
The station employee has the train station keys.
We can't leave. Also, if you find that Gemini annoying, don't worry. He'll smooth out soon enough. This tells you about guarding.
You cannot see in the dark. Switch me on and get the light away.
Oh, that's a good point, actually. There we go, that's better. So what it was trying to tell us there is you can block like this. But the other way you can block, so you can do a deflect. Gotta work out the bugs. If you time it and you do it in the right window, which is not, it depends a little bit, but it's not super tight, then okay, that actually did two mechanics there. But the point is, if you do that, you don't take any health damage from it because you perfectly blocked it. So it's kind of like deflecting from Sekiro. I think there's this guy hiding here. Now the other thing is, oh, I didn't actually mean to kill that guy. Thermite? So the other guy, you may notice I blocked him a couple times with that perfect block and his sign broke. Not every enemy. Actually, I think every enemy, if they're using a weapon, they can... Also, this is how the grinder works. You just use it. There's actually one thing I really like about this game is you may notice I have two belt things here. You can toggle between these, and then also if you hold X, you have this quick menu too. So I can let you just use a bunch of things you can hop between if you need them. I won't make a huge use out of it, but you know, it's nice to have at least. This is where they show off the thing I just used. It's called the fail attack because it does big damage, but it's not always fatal, so you know. These early puppets are pretty easy. Puppets are going to be our main enemy for probably this entirety of this stream and spare. Oh, that's rough, buddy. Oh, who doesn't like just poking someone to death? Another dim ergo fragment. Okay, I dodged this thing over here. I thought maybe someone else was going to come up, but it didn't seem to be the case. Passenger's note. You don't pause in this game, similar to Bloodborne and what have you. But it's usually, if there's not an enemy right nearby, you're pretty safe. Passenger's note. If anyone finds this note, get out of the station and run. Be sure to steer clear of the waiting room. I saw a huge puppet smashing people to death in there. I locked the door, but I don't know if that'll work. At least it should stop people from randomly coming in. I'm going to die soon, so I want to help you even if it's not much. Please survive. Anyone. Well, while nice, Gemini told us that one of the station's employees had the key, so I guess who we have to track down. Already checked out that room. Let's go this way. I didn't show off lock device. There are doors and ladders all throughout Krot that are locked by devices. You can unlock these doors or go down the ladders to create shortcuts. So, you know, it wouldn't be a proper Souls-like if it didn't have shortcuts. Fable Catalyst. We'll see this with another shortcut later on, because I like to check them constantly, but... Okay. I did not read a couple things we just picked up. A callus made to supplement puppet abilities. Rapidly charges Fable. The callus made puppets more efficient by circulating ergo energy within their bodies. This groundbreaking invention was based on one alchemist's idea. So Fable is that blue bar I've been building up that has chunks of it you burn. You use it for special abilities. It's kind of like your mana/FP. Thermite. A thermite bomb that can be thrown inflicts fire damage at the area of impact. After the puppet frenzy, people began to fashion weapons of resistance in their desperation. Many throwable weapons were manufactured, and these exhibited excellent results against their marching enemies. It's a bad police puppet. Okay, maybe I should actually focus on dodging. Not dodge. Well. So you can dodge pretty safely. But obviously if you block... Oh, you take some damage. I'm not doing very great against this. I accidentally hit L2, which is fine. So you may notice the health bar is now glowing white. This means I can stagger them if I do. Okay. Cross Central Station main entrance key, Workshop Union lightweight frame. Alright. I should have just read those things. It would have been easier than me explaining them badly. But the whole point is, if you damage enemies enough, like they have basically, it's a posture bar, and if you break that, you can, with a strong charged attack, or with some throwable items, I believe, actually. You put them into the state where you can do the extra riposte damage, which is nice. Sawtooth wheel. So we picked up there. This is our entire item menu. We'll get to those in a second. Krot Central Station main entrance key. The key one's held by a Krot Central Station puppet. It opens the front entrance of the station. The station puppet fulfilled the duty imprinted on it. Its last duty ended with bloody violence. And then here's the note we read. So on the rare chance when you pick up a note that something else is happening and you can't read it at the time, you can always come back and read it in your menu. Workshop Union Basic Frame. Weight, physical damage reduction rate. Parts that enhance puppet frames can absorb physical damage. A basic frame made by the Workshop Union. It is a part that reinforces puppet frames made with standard dimensions. Oh snap, Berserk is getting a Blu-ray Which Berserk? Was there a new one? Oh, the classic one. It's good. Workshop Union Old Generation Converter. Bandage parts that increase the attribute resistances of puppets can enhance resistance to attribute status ailments. An old generation appendage made by the Workshop Union. Its design is old, but it is cheap and effective, so it is still the main one in use. It's pretty sad that that's still the best Berserk adaptation, but you have to deal with the fact that it ends at the most depressing part to end on. And of course, Berserk entirely now is just a kind of a sad story because while his friend is doing the best to get it to its finished state, it always sucks when the original author passes before he could bring it to an end. Workshop Union Cartridge Prototype. Parts that apply to puppet circulatory systems can enhance resistance to special status ailments. Prototype developed by the Workshop Union. It came into being after various efforts to improve puppet performance. Workshop Union Certified Liner. Reduces physical damage. A liner made in the dimensions approved by the Workshop Union. It can be made by anyone as long as it complies with certification standards, so who manufactured it cannot be determined. Then we got Workshop Union Lightweight Frame. The first priority read. The design was made in the Puppet Workshop with the purpose of improving strength while limiting the weight increase as much as possible. However, its weight is significantly greater than the standard version. So if you notice in the top right, there's a little weight symbol. We're at 27.5 out of 5, out of 64.7. This game, it kind of... I actually like how it does it. What it basically has is you have the mechanical equipment that provides you your weight that can slow down your character versus defense stuff that is completely and utterly separate from any of the cosmetic things you might do. So it kind of splits the difference between how Bloodborne, it was almost all just fashion there, versus stuff like Elden Ring and all that, where the armor sets themselves have a ton of stat point. This one, it just completely separates it. Right now, if I put this on, it's not the menu to do that, obviously. I would do it here. It shows me here my weight would go up, but it would give me a big physical damage reduction rate boost. Puts me at 45. I could actually go with... If we go naked on the inside, which, see, it doesn't make any difference. Light would actually have me rolling more. You know, maybe I should do that, actually. That's too much. I could put on this one, though, and still be light, right? I could also put on this and this and still be light. These ones are the one. No hit run, let's go. Yeah, I did so well at that. You already said I used up all my heals, right? We'll see. If this feels like it's too much damage, I can always change out. One of the best stats to put on. Also, these right here, amulets. Amulets are effectively rings anyways. And they have weight. So, it's probably not going to last long anyways, but we'll run. Real quick right now. You know what I forgot to do? Just don't take damage, it'll be fine. No, I think they introduce this to you once you leave. Okay. I actually should have used some of this time. There's so much gameplay to just establish, even though it's all very straightforward. By the way, if you're wondering why people compare this more to Bloodborne than all the others, it is because aesthetically, it is just also the most similar to Bloodborne. Krot Central Station Plaza, rainy night. Repair the Stargazer. These are our bonfires. I think we all know how these are. They're the revival points and everything. But also...
This is called a Stargazer. A marvelous device the Stalkers used in the past.
Warning. Puppet threshold exceeds danger estimates. Please reduce puppet numbers or reset danger parameters.
As we are not strong enough to beat the puppets. But if I lend my power to this Stargazer for a moment. Gather ergo, clever one. This Stargazer will make you stronger. But the Stargazer's strength doesn't last forever, so be careful with it. Hurry up and come to Hotel Krot.
So this is a limited menu right now, which is fine. Use storage. I don't really need to store anything right now, it's fine. We can level up. One thing this game does very differently from Software's Souls games. These level ups are going up by only a little bit. If you've played Bloodborne or Dark Souls or Elden Ring, you will know that the amount of the souls you need, in this case it'd just be ergo, that you need to level up begins to increase exponentially. That increase is much more small and measured. And there's like, I want to say it's like a 70 level gap where it's locked at like you need 14 or 15,000 ergo per level up, and it just only barely goes up each time. It's like you need 14,000, you need 14,001, you need 14,002. And if you notice, we're already at like 780, but we have like I don't know, 10, 20 level ups, that is just going to be like between 700 to like 1200 or so. In return, the amount of resources we get from killing enemies throughout the game does not also jump up in crazy huge amounts too. So, you know, the end result ends up being pretty similar, but... So I went over these before. We have dexterity from the outset. I might actually end up going more into advance as we go, which means technically the other one would have been slightly better, but it makes no difference. Vigor would be more stamina and stuff. I find that getting... We'll probably want more health too if I'm not doing much of that. And capacity is more weight, which would mean we could equip armor better, but for now, we'll just put 2 of these into health. Call it a day. And in point of fact, I'll actually do something I almost never do. These are each 100. Boom. I use it to have enough for a level up. Look at me playing the game as intended. Not hoarding them all to the end. Look at this asshole. Coming to attack me when I was going to read. Welcome to the city of Krat, in honor of Valentinus. Let me read. Who erected the cornerstone of origin. So somehow I don't think that hung up body was always originally there. But you need 99 elixirs. Oh no, puppet dog! These puppet dogs are actually some of the easiest dog enemies I've seen in some of these games. I say as I immediately get hit by one. But they're not nearly as fast as in most of the other ones. Another dim ergo fragment. Look, don't pretend you care about robot dogs. When was the last time your character even mentioned the fact that she had a robot dog in our mech game? Then we found a vivid ergo fragment. That's worth a little bit more ergo, but I think it's not actually, I don't think the description for it changes much. Where the hell am I going right now? Ah, good, here we go. I found a shortcut, but we're on the wrong side. So if you're on the wrong side of a shortcut, that happens. You will almost definitely see me constantly hit those, because I get paranoid that I'm not sure which side's the right side. Asshole. Poke. Oh, there we go. Dim ergo fragment. Stella. Is in fact the name of the robot dog. I'm glad you remember. It's unfair to call it a dog. It's not like explicitly on that. Oh my goodness. Alright. I don't think I've ever actually done this early in the game. I almost never have like 5 enemies at once. That was kind of spooky. But fortunately, I just kept poking. Krot Times, issue 183. With Krat Grand Exhibition has been delayed. This decision was made to protect the citizens until the puppet frenzy that has recently paralyzed the city is under control. The occurrence began on Rosa Isabel Street, resulting in hundreds of casualties. While the cause is still unknown, the number of casualties and the scale of damage are both growing. As the crisis dragged on, the workshop and Vanini Company, Krat's largest puppet factory, announced that they would offer emergency supplies to citizens and do everything they could to alleviate the situation. A task force is investigating the possibility of a fatal loss of the Grand Covenant. We will also be hearing that a lot, which is the control protocol of the workshop's puppets. However, there is no quick solution as of now. The puppet frenzy, that was also the so, like, you can imagine the big, glowing neon lights, Grand Covenant, Puppet Frenzy, resulting in more casualties, as the city braces for a resurgence of the petrification disease. That's the one I mentioned first, so that's the third one. The citizens were advised to stay indoors for their safety. However, many citizens are trying to escape through Krat Central Station, intensifying the general chaos. So this game mostly takes place in Puppet Frenzy. Sounds like a Hamon technique. Oh man. Puppet Frenzy. I could see that. Or heck, someone just make it a song and it could also just be a stand. So the vast majority of this game will take place in Krat. A little bit will take place in an area close to Krat. But this does have a larger world it is embedded within, which they're probably going to have more of their games in. This game ends on a sequel tease. Ends on a really funny sequel tease. And they've also mentioned DLC, so. Hamo, what's that? Jojo doesn't remember. Oh, sorry, dog. What asshole designed a puppet dog and gave it the capacity to make sad dog whimpers when it was heard? Like, why would you do that? If you're going to make a fake dog, one of the things you can do is not include that. I was gonna say if I ever played in a JoJo game, I'd play a Hamon user, but then I remember. Oh. I mean, in fairness, the whole point of that was to use the stand user subclass that Dill made. I was going to introduce something else, okay. Fury attack. Some enemies become red and use a strong attack called a Fury attack. You can't dodge or guard Fury attacks, but you can counter it with a perfect guard. So, you can get pretty far in this game with just dodging. And in a lot of ways, dodging is actually preferable. This, however, is where you have to learn. Also, I think I've been too close to the mic, actually. I've not been paying attention, but I see it's been going into the ugly colors quite often. How you doing? We were just mentioning the JoJo game and stand user. But yeah, so this is where you need to actually know how to deflect things. I'm actually really bad at this one, I think. I failed at that one completely. You're the one who made the tie-breaking vote, but you rolled for it against Anime Disaster. Ah. We've not missed too much of, well, Pinocchio here. I haven't even gone over, man. So, the title of my stream is kind of a lie, which, haha, very funny. Also, wait.
Destination Hotel Quad. Optimal location for observing the destination.
This is a fun gameplay moment. Like, we get to see where we're going from a distance. It's very cool. Um, yes, joke. I did a kind of lie title because the game is Liza P. I will make roulette happen when I have an actual upload speed. Current estimate March 2025. Is that actually... Are they finally getting around to that, Bubs? Also, what the... Oh, gun. Oh, you missed me completely, okay. I like the idea. I guess I should have also mentioned that too. On the off chance anyone here doesn't know about that, which is not the case now, but on the rare chance anyone checks the... I'll just do it anyways. So yes, I did do a poll for next stream game. This very barely won. Well, it's what they're saying. Well, I hope they're honest about it. Also, this game has plunging attacks, which is always fun. Did you guys see how acrobatic that dog puppet was? I can't even do a backflip with Pinocchio. And it just, like, vaulted back. Pretty elegant. So, I just did Armored Core 6. I mean, it was the last stream, right? It was over a month ago, but this is meant to be by March 2020. Oh, man. I mean, look, at least 2020 had a reason to be a dead year, but... Ugh. Also, there's an item here. You may or may not have picked Anime Disaster. These are prepared to... Do you want to know what that would be? I don't mind saying what it was going to be. I'm actually glad that Fire Emblem didn't win because I picked that for any Fire Emblem and that actually hadn't decided what that would be yet, so that would have actually been like the true hard mode. I picked Close because I want you to enjoy Like a Dragon. Well, if the other games had gone into it, I would have just gone right into Like a Dragon. And I would have just done both. Anime Disaster would have ran for Like a Dragon probably until like June or July. Because that was going to be Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Because, you know, I never said I learned my lesson. You knew it. Did you have a feeling? I mentioned a little bit. The boss one. Now you never have to play it. Exactly. See, Bob sees the genius at work. So Sekiro. Also, this is the shortcut I can hit now. Because I was not gonna play this because I'd more like to have just like the From Software games on here. Sekiro I've not actually completed because after doing my stream playthrough of it, in a patch later on, they introduced their boss rush mode. And their boss rush mode...
A powerful parade puppet is blocking the entrance, and that's the only way in.
Powerful parade
So
puppet?
please, be careful.
Democracy was a mistake, Katie 2024. Okay. Let's not make that too much of a joke, because this is an election year, unfortunately. God, I don't like the look of that. Look at that. That's horrifying. Oh, hey, the circus is in town. Oh, this is why you need to be careful with the rumor checks. But to mention with Sekiro, So when they added their boss rush mode to the game, hey, that goes for both of us. Maggie's contribution to a game. The they added three. They added a new version to basically the three like most important story-wise human bosses, and I've only been one of those, not being the other two. It's always nagged at me that I've not completed that. Let's rest here. We could level up, but we're not going to. I have some
Hello
ergo.
there. Welcome to Krot, visitor. I didn't think there were any stalkers left to fight the puppets. You didn't hear? Figures. The whole organization fell apart. All that's left are wannabes and amateurs who think they can fight on their own. You ought to buy something while you're at the festival. You can't rely on yourself alone.
Stalkers. Very legally distinct yet synonymous with hunter.
Out here alone? You could use some help. Here's a festival gift for you. Now get yourself something useful.
He says here's a festival gift for you, but this man does not give you anything. You have to buy it. So, here are the other weapons. We have the Puppet Saber's Blade. It has Storm Slash. Slash enemy in front of you multiple times. Concentrate increases attack temporarily. Puppet Saber Blade. A saber blade made by refashioning a soldier puppet's weapon. The slightly bent blade has remarkable stability. They say puppets do not shed tears because they do not have souls for vessels. If they had souls, they would have something to put tears and lies in. A standard sword handle made at the workshop. It has endured many battles, and the stains of blood and grease cannot be distinguished from one another. The red stain has faded to the point where the grease can't be distinguished from blood. The endless fighting was gone, leaving behind nothing but red upon the world. Here's the rapier. We'll buy another one because I hate the fact that there's just the one here and I want it to be sold out. You know, dumb gamer brain things. Great Sword of Fate. Most bigger, heavier weapons will have a substantially stronger damage reduction here. So like Rapier only has that much. Saber has 50-50 because it's very generic, just solid weapon. This one has almost 2/3. Has Link Slash and Absolute Defense. Slash an enemy in front of you, uses an extra Fatal slot to slash up to 3 more times. Now, considering the first one uses 1 Fable slot and it says up to 3 more times, you might wonder, what does that mean? You can get more Fable slots than just the 3 you start with in this game. Perfectly block the enemy's attack temporarily. So if you don't get the timing for the perfect block ever, which is fair, it can be a little tight, there's ways the game lets you cheat that. A greatsword blade made by refashioning a soldier puppet's weapon. Even when used as a bayonet, its unique bend keeps it from interfering with firing. Stalkers who have survived life or death situations can see the threads of prey. These threads are the sticky spiderwebs of obsession that they say are clearer the stronger the puppet is. Greatsword of Fate handle. A standard greatsword handle made by the workshop. It is sturdy, since it was made with the Krot Workshop's special techniques. The workshop gathered monster sweepers to face the unprecedented crisis. They lived up to their reputation, eating up monsters, and becoming monsters in their own right. Then we have a throwing cell. A large output battery that can be thrown inflicts electric blitz damage at the area of impact. After the puppet frenzy, people began to fashion weapons of resistance in their desperation. Many throwable weapons were manufactured, and these exhibited excellent results against their marching enemies. And Electric Blitz Abrasive. So this is like your Pine Resin from a Dark Souls or whatever. It just lets your weapon do extra SAS effect damage, in this case electric. There's 3 main types: fire, electric, and acid. These correspond with the 3 enemy types in the game, but for the longest time it'll be mostly just puppets. A special abrasive made by mixing electric blitz metal powders. Temporarily imbues a weapon with electric blitz. Wise stalkers are prepared to face any manner of variable that comes up in battle. Abrasives are another weapon that can turn the tide on the constantly shifting battlefield. Because this first boss kind of gates you off from a lot of the game, you can buy infinite of these. Notice there's no number by them. And because it's a puppet enemy, puppets, because they're mechanical, tend to be weaker to electricity. Introducing the Parade Puppet. Here appears a terrifying puppet that will enliven the parade. Introducing Parade Master, a remarkable parade puppet model from the workshop to celebrate the grand exhibition. Hello there, I am the Parade Master. I like singing and marching with people. The Parade Master has the following functions: 16 jolly songs, cheerful laughter, and 54 parade phrases. Parade dances to delight children, the strength to carry 6 men on his shoulders. The Parade Master was made big in commemoration of the grand exhibition. Check out its charms on the eve of the upcoming exhibition. This is kind of fun, right? Like, we're told this is the first boss. We know what's coming up. So you find this, like, ad for it. Also, you have to love how it's, like, so nice. With the strength to carry 6 men on his shoulders. I'm sure it's fine. It's fine. Also, Pinocchio is a little excessive when he opens doors. I see I dropped frames somewhere in that. I don't know where. I really am not good at paying attention to this game. Finally, a guest is here from this day. So, when puppet bosses speak, and this is something I didn't pick up until like the 3rd or 4th one I was fighting, you can actually tell what they're saying, but it's obfuscated. The text is kind of like blurry. Oh, the king is celebrating. I didn't time that properly. I didn't time that properly either. Oh, that was unfortunate. Oh, and I think he said there. And yes, on New Game Plus, for a reason we'll get to in the story, it gets unguardable, which is really nice. Oh. Oh, all the worst instincts there. Okay, let's see if I can... I might die to him. Okay, I know what happened there. I made a mistake, but this is not gonna go well. How unfortunate. I will say, when it's garbled, it can be distracting with that. That was bad. That was bad gameplay on my part. Anyways, I decided to keep that. One of the things I actually really like that they've done in this game If you die in a boss battle, death ergos create the entrance to the boss area. Instead of having to worry about picking up your souls in combat with a boss, they just put it right outside the boss arena. This is a really nice little quality of life feature that helps the bosses really land. Man, let's actually do this fight better. Yeah, so because that attack was red, I had to perfect block it. That one I didn't need to, I could dodge, and I probably should have dodged, but... That was me using Fable. Oh, I should have... Nah, whatever. I'm really bad with the timing for that. Oh, that was lucky. You could have given the king a real festival. Raid leaders ergo and quartz. So, one of the things that you might notice is when he pulled out that mace and I blocked it, it would flash white on a perfect block. That's because that counted as a weapon, so I could have broken it. I find as a general rule of thumb, for the puppet bosses, it's really not worth it to break their weapon. Their weapons have insane durability and take a lot of blocks. For human enemies, that's a different matter. Anyways, we got a couple fun things. Quartz. P-organ ability activation part. A colorful tiny ergo fragment. It activates a special ability when equipped to the P-organ. There's a special kind of ergo with different color and vibration. The workshop uses this gem to bring out puppets' different abilities. They give you one of these early. We can't use it right away. And then my favorite thing. Who doesn't love a good boss soul? Or in this case, boss ergo. Parade leader's ergo. Obtain ergo plus 5,000. Ergo obtained from the parade master. It is packed with immense power. A treasure hunter may want this rare ergo. Although the entire audience disappeared in a pool of blood, the parade master was cheerful. As long as there's a king, the show must go on. Oh, again, I got enough to get that heal, so we'll use it up. There's not much point. I could go back, but I'll hold on to it for now. No, the Fable Catalyst. I really should have tried to break that. I should try to break his weapon. Like, usually, the broken weapon isn't very special. And all it means is their attacks have a little bit less range and do less innate damage. But it's kind of cool to do. We can talk to this puppet.
Cannot enter. Energy depleted.
Oh. Well, I'm sure that's fine. Hotel Krat. Greatest luxury you will ever experience. Treat yourself to an unforgettable day.
One more thing I should mention. hotel security excludes puppets like you. So you'll have to lie to get inside. You're a special puppet after all.
This is introducing the main kind of story element of the game. Story mechanic, maybe? I don't even know if story mechanic's the right word for it. But it wouldn't be a Pinocchio game if it didn't have lying, right? Ooh, hidden moonstone. Let's read this real fast. Blade upgrade material. Upgrades normal weapon blade up to +3. A rare enhancement material that can be obtained in different parts of Krat. It can upgrade the blades of common weapons. The moonstone was not from this world. However, it was the most optimal enhancement material. In their urgency, technicians pushed forward with using the moonstone for weapon upgrade without time to review it any further. Well, that seems kind of Bloodborne-y because, like, the Great Chalice loves to making contact with the Great Old Ones. That kind of pale blood ended up being a bad thing. I think here it's just more like it doesn't actually have any ramifications in this game. It might have further world ramifications? I don't know. But anyways, we've been told to lie, so...
Welcome to the sanctuary of the Grand Covenant. Prove your identity. Who are you?
So these are timed. Puppets the truth. Humans the lie. We need to lie. We've been told to, so...
Grand Covenant's fourth law. A puppet cannot lie. Welcome to Hotel Krat.
Your springs are reacting. That is the lies. But not just any lies. Because those are the lies of P. So that was like our prologue section, so now it does the intro. This is a decent little cutscene. It's not super extravagant, but I think it'll get its point across. There's Krat. We see some people showing up. There's the beginning. Found some special blue rocks. There's this old trustworthy looking man. You take a blue rock. Blue rocks bring puppets to life. That's pretty cool. There's this guy in the background, Vanini. He has a new era. That's pretty cool. Look at all this technology you can make with shiny blue rocks. Oh, gotta get ready for the grand exhibition. Gotta show off our really popular city. The city of tomorrow. Welcome to Krat. Ah, look at all that. Everything's going swimmingly. Piano teaching robot. Everything will always be great forever. Yeah. This still is great, probably. Okay. Puppets are a little mad. They might be a little frenzied. Oh, hey, we just killed that guy. Actually funny too, because this is presented like it would be the very first thing you see. But I actually don't mind that they put it instead when you enter the building. They did good with this game. That guy had friends in the cutscene though. He didn't in the boss fight. Yeah. Alright. Welcome to Firelink Hotel. Hotel Krat, dawn after the rain.
I'm so happy to see you.
Damn, look at sexy Bishi Pinocchio, and look at Ursul's waifu.
I am Sophia. I've been waiting for you. Searched all over the city of Krat to find you. You must have questions. Geppetto will have answers, but we have to find him first. He was last seen on Elysian Boulevard. All of Krat is dangerous for humans, and that neighborhood is one of the scariest. Please find Geppetto on Elysian Boulevard. I'll explain more once you find him.
So, Sophia kind of mentioned we were using her power through the Stargazer, so she's our level up lady. She's the blue fairy, obviously. But I really like what they did with her. At least until the end, which I also kind of like what they did with her, but not like... It's very impactful. I don't actually like what it is. But we'll get there. I don't want to use the stats right now, though. We'll hold
Look at
off.
Gemini. I think he's in shock.
Gemini is fine.
That's proof you're broken. The real Gemini isn't so calm. I'm no inventor, but perhaps I can fix him. Or perhaps he'll fix himself in time. Wait, take this pocket watch. Krat is a labyrinth of peril right now. This watch will guide you to a safe place.
David
Be
Bowie's here?
careful, clever one.
Oh no, just a labyrinth, not Moonface pocket watch. Also, she says that maybe she can fix Gemini. Oh right, you can't actually use things in here. I like to put this. Oh right, I did make myself more prone to dying by taking off armor. That's fine. No. What I want to do is go here. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. I like to put this. Here it is. Moon Phase Pocket Watch. Teleport to hotel or last stargazer used. So this is your like infinite use homeward bone kind of thing. They give it to you in the very beginning. It's very nice. A pocket watch from Sophia. The power inside the watch returns the user to the last stargazer visited or to the hotel stargazer. A pocket watch imbued with mystical power. The power of the watch turns back time to when the boy was in peak condition. So specifically, unlike say most of the other like Bloodborne, Dark Souls, Elden Ring, where like you die and you come again. You just keep going back, you know, you get revived. The implication here in Lies of P, when you die, says like you're lying. And the idea is basically that she rewinds you a little bit and gives you another chance to do it. And I see, as I mentioned this, I caught you that time. That's probably not a bad place for it to have a little bit of an internet derp, which is annoying, but what is it going to be? I'm going to be talking to NPCs for like a half hour anyways. There's a fair bit to be introduced here.
I'll use my power to help you.
She can tell us about Ergo and Monad's lamp.
Ergo is the miracle that made Krat prosper. Without Ergo, there would be no automated puppets to make Krat wealthy. When you move, you tap into the power of Ergo within you. Gather more Ergo. It will make you stronger. In the folklore of Krat, a cricket often acts as a guide. That is why these automated models became popular. But Gemini is unique. He's more than just a guide. As you get more familiar with Gemini, You'll see what I mean.
We will see what she means. Okay. So we have other things to see. This is a section for an NPC later. But... oh, it's not over here yet. Oh no. Okay, wait. I need to do this while... So... one of the reasons why you lie in this game... I'll do it later. I'll finish having... We'll introduce ourselves to these characters.
I heard about you from Geppetto, but to see you in person... Wow. You should take this. Geppetto left it with me.
It's a grapple gun. So Legion arms are puppet arms. I'm not entirely joking, by the way. This one very specifically is called the puppet string. A Legion arm that can release a wire. It can be strung around an enemy to drag it toward you or to move you toward it. Stalkers devised a tool that increases their mobility during combat with puppets. The wire instantly narrows the distance between one and one's enemy, but it cannot guarantee one's safety afterward. So, the one thing it's lying about is it's not actually like a grapple forward right now. Right now it's more a scorpion, get over here. Although on bigger enemies it will pull you towards it. Trace, so when you upgrade it, press and hold Legion arm button to track an enemy. That's more when you pull yourself to it. Dodge enables you to dodging after a hit. So you have strings to hold others down. Or to hold myself down, depending on their size and how I use it. Here is why you upgrade this. Attack link. If you pull a wire trace an enemy and press and hold the Legion arm button, it will trigger a link attack. We will not see this for a while, but that is why this is my favorite arm.
The sound of it alone. That craftsmanship comes only from the hands of Geppetto. You must be something else. A custom arm from Geppetto himself is quite an accessory. Oh, I forgot to introduce myself. I am Eugenie from the Workshop Union. I know my way around weapons of all kinds. I'm sure Master Geppetto would agree. If any of your weapons need work, bring them to me.
So this is Eugenie. She's kind of like your smith. I like her. She seems nice.
I know my way around a weapon. Want me to look at something?
There's also, I think she'll probably mention it, but I don't know if it's in one of her early talks or not. About Stargazer, about training. Okay, well, we'll ask her about these things. Because this is some important lore, actually. There is a fair bit about this game that is explicitly told to you. And while I do enjoy From Software's way of storytelling, where it's mostly you need to dig through the lore and everything, I actually really like the balance Lies of P strikes between the two.
A Stargazer is a survival device used by the Stalkers. It powers itself by accumulating and absorbing ergo spores in the air. The Stalkers installed Stargazers all across the city. Once they're recovered, we can put them to use.
Well, that didn't really establish the other thing. We'll get more talk about the petrification disease, but it does act like a disease. As a puppet, we don't need to worry about it, but you know. About training.
If you want to test your skills or try new techniques, head for the garden. The Stalkers captured a puppet to use for training. Don't look at me like that. Everyone hates puppets. I know whose side you're on.
Hey, that's not entirely cool, Eugenie. We can upgrade weapons. So upgrading, unlike in From Software's catalog, upgrading just increases your damage, really. It doesn't actually affect the scaling at all. Scaling is more innate to a weapon, except you can alter a handle. Altering the handle is how you increase a weapon's scaling. You can either make it a little bit more strength, you can make it a little bit more dexterity, or you can give it some advanced scaling. Although, I don't know if they ever fixed the fact that I think advanced scaling only really works well if you have a handle for it. But yes, one of the nice things they do is right over here. They actually have something you can practice on. And they actually give you full. Why? Oh wait, or do I need to? Oh, do I need to hold it for that attack? Let me see if I can figure this out. No, I think I'm just not timing it. I mean, that was definitely way too late. Okay, yeah, I just wasn't timing. Oh, man. I'm so bad at that. Great fortune to all visitors. Best for all travelers. Blessings to all friends. Damn indecent statues. But, fortunately, no nipples. So, you know, Twitch friendly. I guess because those are fake video game asset statues and not actually, like, historical statues, they don't get the grandfathered in artistic bias we give other ones.
Welcome to Hotel Krat. My name is Polendina, butler to Lady Antonia. Please let me know how I may be of service. At Hotel Krat, comfort and calm walk hand in hand. Welcome to Hotel Krat. How may I be of service?
I like Polendina. He's a pretty cool sword. Oh right, I can purchase some things. Okay, well, let's talk to him first.
The Grand Covenant is a set of absolute commands imprinted on puppets when they are made. First law. All puppets must obey their creator's commands. Second law. A puppet may not harm humans. Third law. A puppet protects and serves humans and the city of Krat. Fourth law. A puppet cannot lie. I've told you about the laws engraved upon every puppet. Do you require anything else?
So, the Grand Covenant's a little bit like Isaac Asimov's 3 Laws of Robotics, but, you know, puppetified so it's more applicable to Pinocchio. So, these things we are always here to buy. It's in by author Isaac Asimov, Grand Covenant. These 2 quartz he has to sell, and I think 1 or 2 later he gets from different things because you can expand his inventory. These were patched in. They just make it a little bit easier to upgrade certain things, which is very nice. As I said, they would make some good quality of life patches. Technically, these did make the game easier, but they made it easier in that they made it like, 1, you can ignore most of them, and 2, they just made things more balanced amongst themselves so they were more fun to use. So we've met Polendina, we've met Eugenie. Vanini's Krat Landmark Guide 1. This month's attraction, Hotel Krat. Hotel Krat is one of the city's creepiest and most mysterious buildings. According to lore, Hotel Krat is an isolated castle built by an aristocrat devoted to a form of occultism after receiving a revelation from a radiant tree. At one point, it was used as a mental institution, and some patients said they saw hallucinations. However, no records remain as they were all destroyed in a large fire. Above all, being so far underground just compounds the rumors. Some even said that it is connected to an unknown hell. But now the rumors have served to embellish the charm of Hotel Krat, which has been renovated in the latest style. As the recent rumors of the grand exhibition Ghost Hotel spread, more customers are actually looking to stay at the hotel. Next is a comment from the hotel owner, Miss Antonia. A ghost hotel. I've heard that more times than I can remember, but fortunately our hotel guests are brave like lions. It's not a problem at all. Rating 4 out of 5. Creepy and mystical. Best resort in Krat. Reporter Midoro. This guide was made with the support of Vanini Company, a friend of the city. Oh, we have a lady right there. We have an old lady right here. Now, I'll point out, if we look at Antonia right now, let's see, can I get a good look at her? So we can see she's got some scarring going on in her face. Also, she's doing little conductor motions with her hand, which that'll come up later too. And one of her eyes seems to have been going, and we can see that she has a bag of fluids and an IV into her chair, and she's in a wheelchair, so.
Unexpected guests are welcome. We don't insist on reservations. I am Antonia, and this is my hotel. Welcome. Oh, I knew from the moment we met that you're Geppetto's puppet. He might have a few loose screws, but Geppetto's skills are undiminished. It's a shame. He took off for Elysian Boulevard, and he never came back. If it doesn't turn up soon, we'll have to make a new coffin. Oh, I forgot. I was keeping this for him. It comes with a long story. But I think it's better off with you. Please find that old man. And do take care of yourself out there.
Someone's memory. Show off clothes. Put it on your belt or extra bag. I like Antonia a lot. She's fun. So, this is your first actual costume that you are mechanically, except for the stuff they patched in, this is the first one you're actually gonna get. Someone's memory. The uniform of a sophisticated and dignified boarding school. These clothes have been worn before. The uniform of a boarding school famous in Krat. The initial M is engraved on an elegant brooch. So now we are even more sexy Bishonen schoolboy Pinocchio. And I actually completely missed this my first time playing this game, but we'll go to here. Show off clothes. Perform the show off clothes gesture. It is instinctive of life to want to show off beauty. To some, even simple gifts are sufficiently beautiful. Perform the sit gesture. A throne made of gold. A beggar's shabby mat. Their weight may differ, but they are both for sitting. Perform the check ground gesture. There's a saying in the country of the morning across the sea that goes, even stone bridges should be tapped before crossing. I will need that later, so I'll just put it on the other one. So, they give you show-off clothes, and you're actually meant to show off the clothes you just got to the lady who gave them to you, which is actually really cute.
It suits you. For a moment there, you look just like... Oh, forgive me, I'm rambling. When you get to my age, your memories are like good friends. And just as distracting.
Yeah, so Antonio is pretty cool. Like, I don't think she's like... She seems pretty content with how she's aged, to a degree.
People have no idea so many secrets are buried in Krat. Thanks for keeping me company. What are you curious about?
I guess I more should say she could be more bitter about it. About lying.
I see you're here. That means you can lie. Your lies are a rare ability. You're able to choose your own path, unbound by anything. People on the outside are still afraid of puppets. Lie to protect yourself and find your path.
And then we can ask about Geppetto.
I'm an old friend of Geppetto's. His son is like family to me. Make yourself at home. You're always welcome here at the hotel. If you have any questions, ask my butler, Polendina.
Polly is pretty cool. Although, I forgot she called him her butler. I guess if she was in better health, she would probably act, and if the city wasn't besieged by both disease and also by angry puppets, she would be receptionist, but otherwise she just has her butler do that. Okay, I've talked to pretty much everyone, but there's one more NPC here, but it might not be around yet. So the lies, I don't know all the places where they can spawn potentially. I wonder if it rerolls. Okay, that's Rose Isabel Street entrance. Let's try resting. Usually they're right by Eugenie, but they weren't there this time. Oh, so you can switch Legion arms here, but we'll leave Puppet String on, which knows it has weight, and in fact, so the Puppet String weighs more, and it made me not light anymore, which means I'm gonna have to take off some more weight. And then you can teleport from the beginning. Another really nice quality of life feature they give you here. If an NPC has something to tell you, or you have something you can use, 9 times out of 10, they actually have a small icon here that will show it off to you to let you know to go there. In this case, I think it's just telling us about using Sophia to
I'll use my power to help you.
level up. I wonder if I do this, that would make me light. I'll do it. I organize this place according to the rules, so don't touch anything, Eugenie. Oh, I don't see it yet. We're gonna have to look for it next time. I wanted to show this off right away. Oh well, that's fine. So the lies mechanic. As the game kind of implies, the lies are something special for Pinocchio here. And in fact, they are a general measure of your humanity in a sense. Because puppets are not meant to lie, but humans can lie. And the game actually has, you can buy stuff from Polendina. The game actually gives you a way of checking kind of how much you've lied. There's actually a couple ways to do it, but there's one really fun way that I have. And hopefully it'll spawn next time. But let's go find our papa. Geppetto, the trustworthy old man we've seen pictured earlier. So I kind of have one more NPC to me anyways. Did Gemini turn off? No, he was on. I always have a hard time telling when he's lit or not. Oh. God dang it, Windows Security. I didn't need to know that. For a second, I was worried it was... Oh, well, it's fine.
Hey, let's be more careful. The Black Rabbit Brotherhood. I hate these guys. But don't be alarmed. My name is Gemini. We'll talk later, when we're safe.
So welcome to how Gemini actually is. He doesn't sound nearly as robotic anymore. This is him as an actual character, so. Let's repair the Stargazer. And we'll just travel through here. In the Elysian district, Elysian Boulevard. We'll keep poking things as we go. Oh, if you want to see what the puppet string looks like, get over here. That was kind of a waste, but it's okay. So one of the nice things about these early puppet enemies is that they're incredibly easy to stagger with any weapon. So even light weapons like this can stagger them. We'll come across more enemies that don't do that. Just because it'd be too easy if you could deal with it.
Elysian Boulevard was a regular rich people row. You wanted fancy boutiques and shops. No place better. But that was long ago. Before the puppet frenzy.
So Gemini likes to talk a little bit, so he'll keep coming up with that, but... The Vivid Ergo Fragment. Yeah, see, like, when I'm thinking about it, I'll know to say Ergo, but otherwise I'll just go Ergo, because it's shorter, I guess. I guess that's just how my English brain does it. Alright, let's heal up to be safe. I wonder if that puppet always had a gun, or if it just, when it rebelled in the puppet frenzy, it learned how to use a gun. Like it picked it up off a human and started using it. Like, why would you want a puppet that could, like, I guess, self-defense? Because they're not supposed to be able to harm humans, but... Well, no, they can't harm humans in general. It's not like they could harm humans in defense of another one. They just can't in general, so... Maybe it was hunting. It's just can't harm humans, not harm people. There are no chest mimics in the game. Kind of a shame, but it wouldn't make much sense. Leda 150 frame. I don't know why I was trying to give it extra things. So this is like the big heavy one. If you're running like a medium build, this is probably what you'd want to put on, but a made to order item specific to LADA, the Puppet Parts Workshop. It's been in use for a long time, so despite being heavy, it is reliable. I'd probably get more out of actually putting that on instead of being super light, but we'll keep it going for now. Here's a ladder, still unalive. Pinocchio eater. No. Yeah, one of the things I'm not good at with this game, but which really should be, is blocking more things is good. Because with guard regain, as long as you're able to like attack back, you get it back pretty quickly. And here's one of these ladder shortcuts they mentioned at the beginning. This is pretty fun. I like doing that. I also appreciate that they're more obvious. Like, you don't see them from below, fine, but you can tell they're a shortcut because you're just glowing with electricity, like, hit me. Also, usually a good sign is when the game gives you Jiminy's emergency protection. If the game gives you a shortcut, or sometimes if there's a mini-boss type enemy, which, spoilers, that's what that is, sometimes there's a shortcut right past them, too. Sometimes both. Usually both early on in the game. Jiminy's emergency protection temporarily protects Death Ergo when hit. Food for the cricket puppet that receives help from Jiminy. When used when there is Death Ergo to reclaim, it reduces the Ergo loss from being hit. The Jiminy model was designed so it could be fed Ergo to build affinity. However, no one could have imagined that this model had another ability that was even more special. Don't worry, I'll make sure to protect you. Vanini's Urgent Repair Tool. An emergency repair tool made by Vanini. Immediately restores weapon durability. An emergency repair tool that Vanini made to support stalkers. Regrettably, its manufacturing facility was destroyed during the puppet's occupation, so it has become a rare item. So, Death Ergo is what it's called when you die and you need to reclaim your souls. This game has a special mechanic where if enemies hit you, they claim some of that. And you actually need to kill them to get it back. Let's just blow this now. Okay, I kind of brute forced that a little bit, but I don't remember these guys terribly well. Now, I didn't need to kill him. Throwing cell, dim ergo fragment, and a star fragment. Most of the mini-bosses like this one are actually not super hard to run past, but almost all of them, when you kill them, they'll give you a little goodie. This one's actually not, like, very special, but that's okay. Star fragment, a meteor fragment that can be found in different parts of Krot. It can be used at the Cracks Calling in front of a boss area to summon a specter. Star fragments cross dimensions to grant human wishes. If you wish for it desperately enough, they may be able to summon someone who wants to help save this world. So this is how, there's no actual co-op in this game, but you can do this for all the other bosses to get them, which is nice. It's a good mechanic. So one of the other things that goes on, so I've used 4 out of 3 pulse cells right now, and I can keep charging it up, but it takes more hits per pulse cell to gain another one. So like that first one charged up fairly quickly, this one's gonna take even longer. also... I should probably just stop here. I thought there was going to be more. At least bad for me to do weapon durability too. The grinder's pretty free most of the time. Who are you? You're right over there? Yeah, you are. Okay. That's what I was thinking of. I thought there was an item over there. I should probably just shortcut, but I hate going back. Let's see if I can be a little bit cheeky. I think like 2 more of those. Oh, sharp pipe. That's not anything special, it's just a different kind of throwing weapon. So this one does piercing damage. Which is kind of fun that they did a variety of throwing items that all do different things. A sharp pipe that can be thrown. It passes through the enemy and inflicts piercing damage. Some throwable weapons boast great destructive power on their own. When combined with the strength of puppets, nothing more needs to be said. If we go this way, there's an item. That guy also threw something, and how did that miss? I mean, I guess I was lucky, but man. Ooh, this would... Oh, that wasn't actually enough. Yeah, he threw something at us. This is like a dog puppet. Oh man, I hate those guys. They can throw at such a range. I think you might... Actually, I don't think that will do too much damage to me right now, but... Aha, there we go. In some ways, this mechanic of getting stuff back when you do this is kind of evil. Because it'll make me be greedier than I should be. Okay, jerk. You want to be this way? Well, these enemies are good because they're showing off the electric bullets. Like, could have been throwing these throwing cells at people, but that's what they've in fact been doing to me. Legion magazine is something you can use to get more arm juice. A polymer fill... Arm juice was the worst thing I could have called that. That's gross sounding. A polymer filling that activates a Legion arm's specific ability. It can be implanted in a Legion arm to charge Legion rapidly. The polymer bullets that are used in Legion arms were developed in collaboration with Vanini Works. These bullets undergo a chemical reaction inside the Legion arm and turn into different substances like fire, electricity, or acid. I don't even think it's super accurate. Those guys' charge attacks are arm juice. Just having it up there reminding me. Frozen Man's Letter. Okay, I'm hearing something making sound, but I actually don't. It's not here, so we're safe. My Louise and Charlotte, my treasure. I can't hear anything. I think the streets are already dead. Nothing but silence. I assume that I too will become just another petrified corpse. I think I said this soon too. Yeah, I did. I assume that I too will become just another petrified corpse soon. I still remember the sound of your singing voice and the sight of Charlotte looking at picture books. I miss all of it. The best thing I did when I was alive was send you and Charlotte to the cathedral for shelter. I wish this nightmare was all over. If only you and the kid could come back. But I guess now it's impossible. I love you, Luis. I pray that you're safe there. So I'm going to give you some spoilers. This is not the end of this text chain. And it doesn't get better from here. We got a gesture too. Remembrance. Perform the remembrance gesture. In the face of loss, sometimes even a saint's words cannot provide solace. Nevertheless, one must remain courteous. Okay, let's see if I can make sure I don't die here. Because I believe... Yeah. Yeah, see how many hits it takes. Now, in fairness, certain things fill the pull cell more. This one's pretty slow to fill it. Never write down that you hope someone is safe. Yeah. Vivid ergo fragment. It says down attack, so there must be someone down there, but that's just asking for irony. Like probably it's partially just because of how commonly it's used, but it is pretty bad. Alright, so if we go here... Hey, there's this guy here. So this is the other place we could come out. Now, I'm pretty beat up right now. There's a mini-boss here. Notice there's a stargazer right past him. This game actually really loves this conceit of putting a mini-boss enemy right on your way near the end of where there's a safe spot that's like a checkpoint type thing. So what we'll do is we'll just ignore him for now. Oh, he was too close. Damn, they got me. If anything, you should gloat over some secret they never knew. Bam, make them a quest NPC. That's pretty good. Well, that was unfortunate. I didn't run well there and click on the stargazer fast enough. I didn't think it was quite that sensitive, so I guess we'll get to see the death ergo in play. So if you look at the top right, you'll see that it has 0 there, and then there's a number below it, 3364. That is the amount of ergo I left in that spot, the death ergo. I need to find the ladder I sent down. It's right there, okay. So we'll let this enemy hit me to make a point. Okay, notice that the death ergo went down with that. It says 3100 now. So one of the things this game added, I'm not actually a huge fan about this, but it's an interesting mechanic at least, is if enemies hit you, they take some of your death ergo, and you need to kill them to get it back. It's an interesting mechanic. It has some advantages, it has some disadvantages. It can sometimes make it, also this enemy's coming the other way. it can make it really easy to get kind of stuck in a loop where you keep wanting to get your death ergo, but you have to do more of the area than you want to because enemies are good at hitting you. But all right. I should heal up actually because of. Can I hit you from here? I don't think I can. But you can follow me into here. Alright. One of the nice things. Oh, right, I could have gone down too. I forgot to. That's fine. We need to make progress, so. That enemy is actually not all that dangerous, but I played a little bit careful with them. Are you gonna throw yet, buddy? Also, something fun that is if you so similar to in like, is it Elden Ring that does? No, Sekiro. So kind of similar to the way Sekiro did it. Status effects will punch through your blocking, but if you deflect, you just block it perfectly. So. Look at you. This puppet was waiting to ambush me coming down. That's rude. See, that is what I should have done. There we go. And while that guy comes over to greet us, we'll just loot his stuff right now. Life amulet. Ah, yes. So yeah, these first two don't really drop too much, but what he was guarding, which is what more functionally what he was there to do, is our first amulet. Weight 1.3, increases maximum HP. An amulet that can be equipped on a puppet. Information and memories that are useful for movement can be imprinted on the symbol to draw out special powers. The slightest blink is enough to make a puppet move. Puppets do not have life, but it is enough to move them. Also, I'm so bad at doing this. I made this death counter. This is why when people make death counters, they try to make it like a bun or something they can just hit once to do it, because otherwise... But I'm too lazy for that. So if I put this on, this makes me heavy again. But I can just take off... Ugh, I don't want to take off these things, though. I could technically take off my Legion Herb, I think. Actually, you probably can't. I don't want to take it off anyways. Yeah, we just won't wear this yet. Oh, something I wanted to mention earlier. So these are some of the only people we'll see out and about, and he has his face covered up. Now this might either be because he's suffering from the petrification disease, or that might be also a mask to keep him safe from the spores that spread it.
Why, hello! I didn't know anyone was alive out here. I know what you're thinking, but I'm not a burglar. I'm just crashing in an abandoned house for a while. Don't worry, I won't cause any trouble. We survivors need to look out for each other. For your information, I didn't steal this.
I mean, he says he didn't steal it. I'm glad to believe him. Alright. So we could buy some throwing cells, some electric blitz canisters. An electric canister that could be thrown at close range creates a pool of electric blitz where it lands. The Krot disaster drastically increased the workshop's battle experience. They produced a steady flow of combat inventions, and some of these disappeared into the hands of black marketeers. Not like this gentleman, though. He told us he didn't steal this. Read this before. So emergency protection we read, but they also have iron protection. Temporarily protects current ergo even in death. Food for the cricket puppet that receives help from Gemini. When used, death ergo will temporarily be maintained in case of death. The Gemini model was designed so it could be fed ergo to build affinity. Oh, you can't steal from the dead. They aren't using it. This is true. However, no one could have imagined that this model had another ability that was even more special. It's okay, pal. Gemini is looking out for you. Oh. Electric coil stickhead. It does do some strength, but it also does technique and it does advance. We have Fable 2 for Generate and then Rush Smash. Generate greatly increases electric blitz attack temporarily. And then Rush Smash is just jump and powerfully strike downward at the enemy. The head of a blunt weapon made by Vanini Company to destroy puppets. The coil releases a powerful current that causes lethal damage to the puppets. Humans have always feared anything that excels beyond them. Puppets were already their loyal servants, but humans have created a new natural enemy that is sure to attack their weaknesses. The handle of a blunt weapon made by Vanini Company to destroy puppets. Much effort went into the handle's insulation for the sake of the user's safety. The powerful electric blitz was clearly effective in killing puppets. However, its inventor failed to realize that it was also effective on humans. I couldn't even buy everything. Like, if I wanted to buy all his stuff right now, I couldn't do it. I could sell it, but I mean, I guess when I come back here, because here's an elevator we can come back to later, but if we try to do it now, it's electrified. So, I'm going to change out weapons, actually. Oh, this is way heavier. Well, never mind, I'm not going to be able to stay light then, am I? Ah, if I'm completely naked, I can be lighter. Okay. Okay, this kind of looks goofy, I'm gonna be honest. So not nearly as many fast pokey things, but this is also gonna be a super effective weapon against puppets, so that's kind of cool. And we can talk with Gemini here.
I'm Gemini, your friendly puppet guide. Or friendly guide puppet? I don't know, one of those. I'm also a friend of Sophia's. Last time I woke up, Sophia was there because she woke me up. But I'm sure there are still other memories in there. Sorry. Must be the shock. Bear with me, and I'll do my best to guide you.
So that was just kind of a special thing you get. We can teleport at any point. Do I want to head back? I do kind of want to... no, we'll hold back for now, because we'll need to... I have still an hour left. I think I can make some solid progress. Did I rest? Yes, I did. Okay, cool. Man, look at this obvious setup. Look at this loser here. Oh, you know what I forgot to do, which I should do? Knew there was something I was forgetting. Also, I don't know if it still counts since it looks like the electricity is what's doing most of the damage, but this is kind of a bonk weapon. I kind of want to see what this looks from the back. Oh, it just does it kind of the generic way though, okay. Zap bonk. Bazonk. Now the thing I wanted to do... Oh, wow. Oh. So, you may notice that hit me earlier and it didn't put me into this electric shock state. That was because I had I had those defensive things on that reduced that. Without it, one of those hits you and you immediately become electrified. That is bad. So I don't think it will apply with this weapon, but one of the fun things about when you're in one of those elemental states is you do more damage because you're electrified. One of the bad things is you also take more damage because you're electrified, which, you know, I guess turnabout's fair play, but it's pretty rough. This was my mistake. This was a shortcut I forgot to open. That would have made that easier when I did this. Oh, and the other problem... Bazonk, yes. The other thing with electricity, is you may notice I didn't use my Fable Arts, my blue meter, my mana stuff, and yet I don't have any right now. This is because when you take electricity, it stops you from, it damages your Fable too. Which is not great, but it could be worse. But yeah, I've actually never used this weapon. It's pretty effective right now, but that's because these are all puppets. They're going to be weak to electricity. Now, similar to, like, the other game. Ooh. I did not realize I grabbed this aggro. When you're doing a fail attack, it's a big flash animation. They give you some iframes for that. That's one of those classic traps they make. Where, like, you see this over here and you want to go get it. And they have that guy to throw something at you and knock you off. Because, you know.
Wait, I can sense something strange. Jeepers! Is that a butterfly? Why is the ergo reacting like that? If you want to check it out, I can take point.
So these are our Titanite lizards. These are our little scarabs. These are the guys that will drop these upgrade materials sometimes. Occasionally, a dimensional butterfly will appear in parts of Krot. Nad's lamp can detect the butterfly, lighting up red to point out its location. When the character is near the hiding butterfly, it will appear. After a certain amount of time, the butterfly will disappear into another dimension. Kill it to get useful materials. This first one's not actually all that useful, but it has some thanks there. Also, this stupid puppet forgot to use its ambush on me. Oh, because they expected me to come for this. Vaninia's Krot Landmark Guide 2. This month's attraction, Alchemist Bridge. The Alchemist Bridge is the bridge on Elysian Boulevard and the main way to Krot City Hall. The Holy Ouroboros, the mark of the alchemists and Albert Wesker, is fittingly engraved into the bridge. This shows the alchemists are not just a powerful, privileged class, but have also donated tremendous amounts of money across the city. Thanks to the thriving culture of philanthropy in Krot, you can find areas with names of prominent figures. It's like the city's motto, the citizens are the owners of the city. The most widely known attraction is Rosa Isabel Street. It's named after the cultural sponsor, Lady Isabel Monad. But if you think about how the lady's married to the leader of the alchemists, Valentinus, actually I'm pretty sure it's Valentinus, you'll think twice about who really is in control of Krot. The union of Krot's old families and the organization of alchemists is shown in this symbolic form. Given that the sacred Ouroboros mark is engraved on City Hall as well, it's obvious who owns the city of Krot. Oh, I get it. Good old Resident Evil 5. I actually hope. It feels ridiculous for the remakes to go and do 5 and 6, but I really hope they do. It might also be fun to have those with, like, new servers, too, so that you can do co-op with that stuff. Honestly, just getting new servers that can be active with new players would be worth it, I think. And, 6 could actually be made into a better game. A rating of 3 out of 5. A good place to learn about Krot's beginning, end, and its essence. Reporter Medoro. This guide was made with the support of Vanini Company, but may not reflect the company's opinions. That could have been really bad, actually. So this is not enough fall damage to kill you, but it does do like half your health, which can be pretty deadly. Did you see that dog just dodged me? Like, it I-framed back out of my attack. Maybe let Jill do something again. That would be nice. I know Leon doesn't need it as much, but I would also like to get an update on him. Ooh. This does way more damage. After 6. Honestly, if they do a remake, what they might do. Because look, I understand in the original, Ashley is very annoying. I get it, I really do. It bothers me to no end that the events of Resident Evil 6 happen, which involves Ashley's dad, and yet we never find out. Also, this game's pretty good about if NPCs are nearby, they let you hear them with an audio cue. We never find out if Ashley did okay. Like, you would feel like, especially after what happened with the president, and after going through a whole goddamn village, castle, and island to protect her, Oh, you know what? I think her dad might have been a different president.
I wish we could play together. Like we used to.
Regardless, I feel like the point still stands. After you go through that much to protect the person, and another zombie outbreak happens, you would think you would check in on them at least. We had a president link. Ah, so this is... So there's 3 different versions of these ones. You get one that is either good for fire, electricity, why add a second president, or acid. It says insulation, so that's for electric. Okay, hear me out. Village was 8. What if? Double release and it's 6. It's Resident Evil 6, but with the IX being Roman numerals for 9. That would be impressive. Can enhance resistance to electric shock. An appendage newly developed by the Workshop Union. It has a new design and enough versatility to be used in different places. Man, it is not worth it to be light.
I miss you, Murphy.
Anyways, as Miyazaki, not Hayao Miyazaki, but the Miyazaki from Software intended, let's talk to a dying child.
Who is it? Is that you, Murphy? Oh, I guess not. Sorry, I thought you were my friend, Murphy. Murphy is a super cool police officer.
Doesn't exist.
As a puppet, even the petrification disease can't get him.
Well, if he's literally a
I wish
robot,
I
maybe
was
that's
like
different.
him. You should leave so you don't catch the disease from me.
Actually, I said I actually kind of like Murphy, but I don't think we'll get to him this stream, actually. I've kind of wasted a bunch of
If
time.
only we could play together like we used to. Murphy, I miss you.
I'm not exactly making blistering progress. Did I check the other way too, right? This is a different ladder. Also, I should just heal. Ah, this is a shortcut, but it goes the other way. God dang it. Yeah, as I said, I'll be doing that a fair bit. Oh, hidden moonstone, though. That's pretty good. Look at this puppet in the godlight. Also, nothing against Leon's Spider-Man 6, but how cool would it have been to have a Revengeance actually revenging her zombie dad? Then 7, 2, 3, 8, 4. Presumably 5 next, then 6 is like... This is 9, like 3 is 6 for FF. Oh, man. I think that would have been really cool. I can't even... God, what was her name? She was voiced by Laura Bailey, right? So she sounds great. But... Was it Helena? No. Yes? She has her whole thing with her sister, which is a really dumb sequence. Wasn't it Helena? Maybe it was. It's been a while. I've only actually played that once. I actually played it fairly recently, but it was kind of painful. I'm not one of those people who came to it after the fact and was like, actually, this is okay. Helena Harper. Like, she was fine. I think a Revengeance Ashley would have been more interesting. I wouldn't be surprised, actually, if they remade 6, if they might do something with Ashley. What if instead of... Because for 6, they did Ada's thing after the fact, right? And Ada's was not a co-op mission. What if they remake 6 in the remake timeline, and they actually, instead of having Ada's thing be just her by herself, it really becomes a duo between her and Ashley? Ugh. That's probably cracktastic, but that'd be very different. Warning. Petrification quarantine, disease quarantine zone. No trespass. No trespassers. Everyone is a patient or lunatic. Do not speak to them. Alright, so there was a dying kid. But you want to know what's even sadder than a dying? I'm sure that script exists on one of the fanfic sites. Oh, it must. But you know what? I can one-up you a dying kid. What about a mom who wants her dying baby?
This must be your first time in the petrification disease quarantine zone. For most people, this is their last stop. You are a good Samaritan for coming all the way here. Kind one. May I ask you a favor? My family took my baby from me and sent me here. They said it was for my own good, but it was heartless just the same.
I think actually it was for your baby's good.
A baby must be with its mother.
Probably not when she's sick and dying.
Please go to Krat City Hall and bring me my baby.
So we can either choose to say so or we can refuse. I mean, you know what? This seems like a bad idea, but also, well, we're a puppet. We don't know how biology works.
Thank you so much,
I'll find her.
kind one. I can finally see my sweet Elena's face again. Please hurry. Hard scales spreading across my eyes.
It's probably a good thing Katie's asleep before this
I lose
part.
my sight. Please.
She said the baby was at City Hall. Should we check it out?
I don't think she'd be a fan of the...
Everybody's safe.
I don't think she'd be a fan of the fact that the petrification disease also petrifies the eyes. I mean, I'm not a fan of it. Like, that just sounds rough. So if you're wondering, the kid mentioned his friend Murphy was a police bot. It's not these things. The damage this thing does the puppets, though. We can become the power. This is a strength weapon, so I'm not going to use it, but... Krat Police Baton Head. Single slash. Gather your strength for big forward slash. Strict chance. Temporarily increases your attack for the next hit. A head from the self-defense batons used by Krat Police. The hard cudgel can be used to bash all kinds of puppets. After the violent protests with the factory labor union, it became customary for police batons and Krat to be painted black. The reason needs no explanation. Jesus. I mean, police gonna police, right? The handle from the self-defense batons used by Krat Police. The grooved lines make for a firm grip. It can be assembled with any blade. Do not ever rob a police officer's home. You won't go to prison. It's a one-way ticket to the sewers with a head smashed by a police baton. The advice of a retired petty thief. So we're not going to really get to it. Actually, I think we are going to get to it. Never mind. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get to that at least. Torn doodle. It itches. Pale skin. Blue blood. Pretty cocoon, blue angel, joyful appetite, blue death. What a peace, that death and death. I'm alive, it itches. Itchy tasty, yeah. That's always fun. You always gotta indulge that once, right? We'll find out what that's about at some point, but not anytime soon. Oh, sweet, look. Shortcut. So these are slightly stronger enemies. But they still do kind of stagger. What? Just... Did you guys... Oh, it was you breaking it open, okay. I forgot to do the thing I should have done, which is... I should have healed and then been attacking, but... Alright. Now, this was one of those shortcuts that they did because it was kind of a boss. You'll see what I mean in a second. Oh, I need to... This is one of those ones I deactivated electricity, but I need to go. This is actually maybe my favorite little Pinocchio thing coming up here, because I just find it really funny.
For your information,
I don't need these things, but I kind of want to buy them. Does anyone do this too? Like, this is the other this is the completion side of my gamer brain, where I'm not going to ever use any of these, right? But because these have a limited number, I want to buy them so they're sold out. Never going to use them. I'm still going to get them so they're gone, though. I don't know why. It's just not doing it would bother me. You never know when you need it. And that used up so much of my money that I could have spent on things I'd actually would use. Like those 2 quartz I could buy. You know, you need it to make sure you have it. Yeah, it's true. Okay, let's rest here. One of the other fun things, I think I mentioned this. It actually behooves you to go into this menu and check sometimes. Because sometimes they'll let you know when someone has a quest or something. It's usually more relevant after you make progress, but... Anyways, while this beginning game is full of puppets... They in fact made sure that the next boss was not actually weak to electric blitz. Need to worry about this dog. Only going to this fight with 2 things is gonna bother me, but that's okay. Alchemist Bridge. All puppets will be destroyed. Purge puppets.
You've got a lot to answer for!
So you might not be able to see what it is here, but he sounds pretty mad.
You know what caused the puppet frenzy, don't you? You're their maker, practically their father.
It's the Mad Donkey.
You and the alchemist scheming together. Tell me the truth. What's your problem? I'm here for the old man. Get lost. Wait. I know you. Or more like, I know what you are. You're the devil's puppet.
Oh,
You
I
can't
don't think he...
sneak past me. Die!
Oh dear. So here's the Mad Donkey. He's the first human foe.
I'll kill you both, then string you up on the bridge. Are you a dream or a nightmare? Stop showing up already. This time it's destroyed for sure.
So he's actually easier to dodge. But I kind of want to show off something. Because with the human enemies, it's easier to destroy their weapons. Now, it does require you actually get the like perfect guard timing, which I didn't do a great job there. Well, like, you saw the damage he was doing. See if I can get back to this fight. Alright, I need to deal with you guys again. It's actually just going to be easier to wait for the other one to get past, and then... How long are you gonna... There we go. His was easy, so the basic enemies' weapons are easy to break. Oh, I forgot to do the thing again. Yeah, I'm not getting to Murphy tonight. Also, this isn't a full-on boss, as you might tell from the fact that this is just Death Ergo here.
Are you a dream or a nightmare? Stop showing up already.
Oh, I'm so bad at that.
Are you a dream or a nightmare? This time it's destroyed for sure.
Ugh. My timing for that's awful. I should be trying to dodge it, but... The other trick, too... So you can't dodge the Fury attacks, which he does have one or two of them. The unblockables. Well, I say the unblockables. Which they kind of are, but they're just... You have to perfect block them. They're only deflectables, maybe. You can't dodge them. Asterisk. You can dodge them with one very specific thing. But it's very prohibitive. Also, I could upgrade my weapon, which would help. I have enough moonstones to do it at least like once or twice, but again, it'll be fine. I more just want to do the thing where I break his weapon.
both, then string you up on the bridge.
Oh, I've electrified him. This is actually dangerous. Ah, see? Now if it's broken... Also, you can fail attack him because he has, you know, it's backstab enemy, so...
Cursed puppet! Back again! I demanded the truth. Now I feel bad for my comrade.
Sucks to suck, Mad Donkey. Well, I kind of cheese out there at the end. Look who it is. It's Papa. Oh, but we're covered in human blood. It was our first human murder. And Geppetto just smiles.
Finally, we meet. Son, it's a
Our
dream
dad's
come true.
super trustworthy.
Seeing you like this, I understand why some people despise me. I invented the puppets after all. I should take responsibility as their maker. But in order for me to do that, I need to take care of the puppets at City Hall. Won't you help me, son? Take this. You'll find it most useful.
We gained the maximum number of souls increased. We gained a bunch of things. Let me just go through it real quick. So, Mad Donkey's mask. The mask worn by the Mad Donkey is the mask of one blindly seeking the truth. The madman wanted to find the real truth. Blinded by his stubbornness, he failed to see the approach of death. And Mad Donkey's hunting apparel. The hunting apparel of the Mad Donkey. It reeks of brutal violence. The madman, who was now terminally ill, no longer feared puppets or the petrification disease. He simply wanted to know the truth, the reason for his colleagues' bloodshed. So his outfit is kind of what it is. But yeah, see, like, it's a complete mask. I don't like it. Pinocchio's such a handsome puppet. Why get rid of that? The other thing we can find... They'll also put these, like, handy things, like, you may notice little blue icons to show you just got something, so... Enigma Assembly Tool. A tool that can assemble and disassemble a weapon's blade and handle. Weapon Assemble is available through Stargazers and Eugeny. When dealing with a non-human enemy, it was necessary to do away with common sense. The workshop and the stalkers assembled various blades and handles, focusing on making the greatest weapons. And then we also got Krot City Hall Key. A key once held by the Mad Donkey. It opens the entrance to the Alchemist Bridge on the way to Krot City Hall. The madman wanted the deaths of his colleagues paid for with blood. When he finally found the puppet's father, the madman closed and locked the door and demanded answers.
I want to hear all about your experiences, but now isn't a good time. Use the Stalker's key to open the bridge door. Then get rid of the frenzied puppets that have seized City Hall. We'll catch up at Hotel Krot when you're done.
Alright.
I want to hear. Use the We'll catch up.
Alright, that was just a loop thing there. Here we got our extra pulse cell, which is nice. Ooh, heal up here. Is there something here? No, that's non-destructible boxes. Ooh, another hidden moonstone. Nice. Krot City Hall, cloudy morning. So this is actually kind of short area. I just don't think I'll have time for it, so we'll instead go back and I might just wrap up a tiny bit early. Which I started early, so it'll average out, I guess.
So about that weapon assembly tool you were talking about. If you find any more weapons, let's try using them here.
So there are unique boss weapons in the game, which you can't do this with. But otherwise, the reason why the game gives you the blades and then the handle separately is you can mix and match them. That's why there's a Fable art tied to the blade and there's a Fable art tied to the handle. Now for the electric coil, so I'm going to be messing with advanced weapons, and advanced weapons are a little different. They kind of alter things a good bit. I don't think... Like, the thing is, I don't think this actually affects... So, for example, if I was to do this... Storm Stab and Rush Smash. It says it does advance, but I think the one problem is, for advanced weapons specifically... Also, I didn't actually assemble the weapon, which was dumb of me. You need to hit weapon assemble to do this. So it kind of looks cool doing this. The problem is, so the handle affects like that, although the blade affects the speed, I guess. It affects the weight because you've combined them, right? But, the thing about this handle is it gives you electricity, right? But... Oh no! So, if it's a weapon that does advance... These guys are rude. So, because I'm going to mess with advanced weapons in this build, it's going to sadly kind of limit my mix and match for weapons, which might be a good argument not to do that. It'll be fine either way. So we'll redo this. So now we go back to having this. And if we go and check our menu for teleporting to the Stargazer... Oh, there's actually nothing that changed that. Well, this is fine. Maybe I'll actually go a little bit long and do a couple... I can do at least I can fetch the woman's baby. Asterisk, you'll see when we get there.
I'll use my power to...
I think Eugenie might say something.
I know my way around a weapon.
Okay. Here we are. Here's the final NPC to get right away. This may look like a cat, because it is a cat. But this cat has a very important function. Well, it has two. One, it's a cat. It's a good cat. Look at this cat. Looks nice and fluffy. Pretty cute. But also, this cat is a human meter. So unfortunately, get ready for some little Zetsubo, some despair, because this cat doesn't like us. We just want to pet the cat, but the cat is having none of it. We're a robot. It doesn't like us. Do you have anything new, Paladina? Oh, you do? Oh, you can tell us about stalkers already. We must do all we can to earn the cat's trust. That is the goal of the game right there.
The stalkers are Krat's vigilantes. There are two groups of them, the bastards and the sweepers. The bastards are an organization of guards for the alchemists and the workshop. Motto, honor or nothing. The sweepers are an organization of guards for the old families of Krat. Motto, we always repay what is owed. Historically, the relationship between the two groups has been turbulent, but most were killed in the puppets' full-scale attack. That is what little I know beyond the hotel walls. May I serve you in some other way?
In some ways, it's kind of a shame that there's not like a cat any percentage kind of speedrun thing you could do.
Welcome to Hotel Krat.
Because
How may
to
I be
get
of
the
service?
final level of cat is like 90% of the way through the game. So at that point, you might as well should just do like an all humanity run or something, I guess. Can we afford this yet? No, we can't. However, if I sell one of these dim ergo fragments, I can buy a quartz. I should upgrade my weapon, actually. We're gonna have this for a while, so we'll upgrade it, even though it's not great against the next
I know
boss.
my way around a weapon.
How much do I need for this? 200? And I can do the first two, okay. Then what I probably want to use, how much is this, 300? I don't remember how this goes up by. So this won't be huge damage increases, but next is 230. Ah ha ha ha. There we go. Excellent. So it's 1, 2, 4. There's 3 tiers to it, and then a final one. There's also the boss equivalent, etc., etc. But we'll get there. Sorry, Sophie, I didn't actually mean to talk to you. That sounded mean. You'll have more things that tell us as the game progresses. But, you know, that's a progress-gated thing, which is fair. Yeah, it's really funny. They give you this anti-puppet weapon, but, like, you coming up on the one puppet boss that it's actually not great against. which probably kind of tells you what that boss will be dealing with, but... Yeah, I have the timing for when they block and they do the return swing down pat. That's because I've experienced it a fair bit. I do like having an electric bonking stick. It's pretty fun. Come on. Can you, man, that lasts a while. Okay, that actually did fairly well against me. And yes, this is a shortcut. Pivot ergo fragment. I love this detail right here because we've heard of a petrification disease and we know there's a puppet frenzy, but what the hell is this thing? Like, those look like crystals growing out, so maybe it's related to the petrification disease, but it looks like it has like pustules growing out of it, and it looks like it's becoming a tree into the building. And there's a weird symbol up there. And that's the most we see from that for like 2 areas of the game. 3 areas of the game. They just make you sit on that for a little bit. Was it 148? Okay. Actually,
no survivors here.
broken baby
What do we
puppet.
do? Just give her that baby puppet?
I mean, she did mention her eyes were getting scales. Broken baby puppet. Broken puppet covered in wounds. It was left in the city hall garden. A luxury item that the child of a rich family once played with. It is unknown where the puppet's owner is. Crot News Issue 1124. Mr. Vanini's ambitions to make a jolly police mascot puppet for City Hall ended in failure. His passion to make a trustworthy friend for the citizens and a strong officer who overpowers criminals was in the right place, but turned out to be excessive. The new police officer puppet's overcharged storage battery exceeded its capacity, causing chain explosions, malfunctions, and serious body damage. The city council recommended disposing of the puppet on the grounds that its appearance intimidates visitors, but Mr. Vanini and the taxpayers protested, halting the council's plans in its tracks. The puppet still lies abandoned behind City Hall to this day, while the lawsuit is ongoing. The interesting thing is, even when the puppet is unattended, it performs a number of its mascot roles. It is especially popular with kids, and it even appears to react and respond to the playing of children. However, it has led to more slum children entering City Hall and causing inconvenience to visitors. The City Council is considering exhibiting the puppet only occasionally as a means to restrict entry. So this is Murphy. Will you be my friend? Everyone is gone. I'm all alone now. So, the Murphy thing, it's kind of sad. I mean, it's not kind of sad, it is pretty sad. Ooh, a chest over here. Ah, right, the puppet destroys. I don't have enough weight for this though, do I? It would put me over. Increases damage inflicted on puppets. An amulet that can be equipped on a puppet. Oh, the topping's all the same. Crush, crush, crush. The executioner puppet didn't know the reason or significance, but carried out his role. Spectre. Use a star fragment at the cracks calling next to the boss area to summon a spectre. It will help your character in the boss battle. Okay. I've never actually done this. I'm gonna kind of throw this fight, but I've actually never awakened a spectre. I want to see what they look like. I think they're only in the boss arena though, which lets you know. This also lets you know a boss is coming up. This is why, by the way, this is a bad weapon for this boss. It's the electricity boss. You know, that newspaper article mentioned an overcharged battery. I think I see what the problem is. This is Dark Puppet Murphy. Children frozen banned by him. I want to look at this. This specter looks kind of cool. Let's see. I think he's just using a great sword of fate. And he's got cool, like, white hair. What's guide? Oh no, I think that's their names. I think Murphy says the kids' names. Which one of them is Tomo, so you know. It's kind of your indication there about that. Okay. Now, I think it's fastest to just go back to the lady from this way. Oh. So we're doing that baby puppet side quest, right? Again, nice quality of life feature. Inside the house on Elysian Boulevard. So, it's not always the fastest one to go to, but in general, they'll actually tell you the general area you want to go. And they'll put the icon there for, you know, how define where it is. Like, even if it's not the closest Stargazer, it's fairly close. Honestly, that one might actually be closer than this one now that I think about it. Yeah, I think I'm going the wrong way, actually. That dog bit out 100 of my ergo, which sucks, but that's fine. Now, you know what? We'll go back. We'll do this the proper way. So we'll go to our most recent stargazer. We'll take care of the baby. Oh, I did die to Murphy, so... Spectre looked cool, though. Like, I liked how he had, like, that, like, starry design to him and everything. And the white hair really popped. Where is the fastest way? Is it through here? No, this puts me back here. Oh, this is... okay. I had to go this way. Silly me.
You found her, kind one. I could sense her from miles away. Oh, my sweet Elena.
So...
Please let me hold her.
we just hand over the puppet.
There, my baby. I missed you so much. What do you think? Isn't my baby adorable?
That's a puppet, or she's a cute baby. Let's lie to her and give her a little bit of comfort in her dying moments, maybe.
That's right, kind one. You've granted me my only wish. My sweet Elena. We're going to be happy now. Thank you so much, kind one. Please accept my heartfelt gratitude.
Feel and a vivid ergo fragment, and our springs are reacting. Records you obtain while playing the game can be played using the gramophone at the hotel. You can listen to the music on the records to obtain humanity. Close your eyes. Dance the night away with me. Everything will feel better. A song that quietly comforts the dark. Feel. A voice to accompany you in the sadness of night. If we want that cat to like us, we're gonna have to lie to people. But not always. The lying is not so much about the act of lying as it is about becoming more human. So let's go to the hotel. And I think next time we'll open with listening to the record. But it's about time for me to wrap up anyways. I don't have enough time to give a proper try, and we're at 5 deaths. So this is Lies of P. Maybe next time I'll remember to actually explain how I'm not going to do a whole Bobby Joe connected canon thing with this thing. Or I'll just say it here. It's because this game has an actual story to it. It's not a huge one. It's not super intricate. But it's not quite as friendly with self-inserting an OC as From Software games are. You could do it. And in point of fact, if you go for the less good ending, it actually pretty naturally works out. But, yeah, it's neither here nor there. Next time, we're going to start with the golden glowing gramophone. Yeah, thanks for hanging out. Good night, everyone. We'll exit real fast. And there we go. So begins the lies of P.